咁咧，各位朋友，我係 Billy 啊。咁今次同大家講下 A88RR 今日落地有啲咩得着啊？我會覺得有啲時間啦，同埋咧有啲進展嘅。咁陣間咧有啲片睇下當時嘅情況啦，亦都有啲講下架車點樣 set 咗啊！即刻開始。嗱，喺播放行車片段之前咧，我就同大家講下我究竟做咗啲乜啦。每一次放完車之後咧，我都會改少少嘢。咁首先咧，落地之前當然係整好個電架。我今次用翻呢個咁嘅電架，咁咧就都要用批開啦。有時啊，徒手都得嘅。咁但係咧就加咗呢兩塊碳板喺呢度。本來呢兩塊碳板咧即係呢度嘅，就係嗰啲 T-Works 嗰啲嘅。咁而家咧就擠咗呢度咧，再加啲少少嘅海綿墊咧，就即係頂住嚿電，咁似乎咧又穩固咯，又唔會喐嚟喐去啦，亦都唔會咧好實嘅，因為實咧就會搞到架車咬動唔到嘅。咁所以如果擰實咗之後咧，其實嚿電咧都有少少喐動嘅，咁啊好緊要啦。咁嗰度頂住嘅話咧，就好過其他車嘅，因為費事揩到個齒啊，咁樣永遠揩唔到個齒啦。咁另外呢度加咗個尾嘅呢個愛嚟防止個殼攝入個轆嘅嘢。咁但係咧，我開頭咧，我發現呢個係唔夠長嘅，呢個係 ARC 用做嘅。我睇嚟都會自己再 DIY 下去啦，長少少咧就真係頂住個殼。佢而家咧又都攝過一兩次嘅，好乞人憎。咁所以咧，似乎呢個唔夠長，咁佢用比其他嘅車咧會好啲。咁但係咧，Automatic 呢一兩個位咧就比較短嘅，咁所以咧其實唔係好啱加呢個 ARC 呢一個橫撐落去，可能自己要改過啦嚇。咁咧其實嗰4個油壓咧，我係冇喐過乜滯嘅。咁啊，你可以睇下啦。校 Progressivity 嗰度咧，我就係校到最 linear。咁但係嗰個油嗰度咧，我就係校到80%。雖然佢係300度有啊，80% 車頭啦，我諗85% 係車尾，咁呢個就我選擇咗咁啦。咁個尾 toe in 咧約摸其實而家得1度嘅啫，因為我一路都覺得佢唔夠轉嘅。咁我令到1度咧，我就停咗落嚟。咁咧車尾嘅幾何咧，我同上次嗰條片咧冇改過。咁如果睇翻上面嗰條片咧，約摸都知道我攝啲乜啦嚇。咁但係車頭咧我就改咗啦，我問過一個喺嗰度成日玩嘅一個高手啊 Paco 咧，佢就話叫我攝呢一度多0.5嘅，咁我而家攝咗呢度多0.5，車裡面咧就冇喐過。咁並且咧佢叫我咧逐樣試嘅，咁啊第一樣嘢咧就係試下將呢個呢個單水撥咧褪後啲，等佢嗰個Ackerman 咧就抹得開啲。咁我當初咧就褪到最前，我好少教呢樣嘢，咁佢提醒咗我呢個好重要啊！褪後咗之後咧，的確係轉好咗。咁而家個頭嘅 toe out 咧係有0.5度嘅，即係各左一邊0.5，右一邊0.5咁啦，即係總共得1度嘅啫嚇。咁就係我最後嘅 setting 啦，暫時。嗱，咁當然我加咗個 sensor 啦，咁樣掛喺度咯。咁呢個最終齒比咧，我就揀咗32摩打齒同埋102嘅大嘅減速齒嘅，咁同上次嗰個做法咧有啲分別啦。上次實在太過悶啦嚇。如果用100嘅大嘅摩打齒咧，咁我發現咧有時掂得太少啊嚇，太鬆。咁而家應該比較理想嚇，102同埋32。咁呢個13.5摩打咧，我就校到42度啦嚇嘅 N bell 啦。咁嗰個電變嘅 setting 咧，我就唔用 turbo 啊，我就全部用晒 booster。咁個 booster 係4000轉開始開，4萬轉開始開到盡。咁我係行到64。嗱，今次咧就係第2次試架車啦。第一次咧，我就睇下架車值唔值嘅啫，應該都玩唔夠10個圈啊。咁而家用翻一套咧自己用開嘅胎。
唔記得隻嘢。嗱，今次係正式嘅第二排電，我將個摩打咧嘅 N-bell 咧得較翻多少少，咁42度啦嚇，本來係38。咁而家咧仲有咧嗰個微調咧，我就將個車較翻右少少，因為頭先好似有啲去左面。咁條胎咧應該開咗，睇下點啊！咁唔記得咗個迫力咧，我都較少咗嘅，本來10%，而家我諗8。
Unknown driver 15 seconds. Unknown driver 15 9. Unknown driver 15 6.
今次係第三次啦，問咗阿 Mark Paco 咧，Paco 就話嗰個水撥褪後啲，咁試一試。
Unknown driver 15 seconds. Unknown driver 15 1. Car 16 4. Unknown driver 15 8. Unknown driver 15 6. Car 17 7. Unknown driver 15 1. Unknown driver 15 7. Car 15 flat. Unknown driver 15 flat. Unknown driver 15 6. Car 16 2. Unknown driver 15 1. Unknown driver 15 7. Car 16 4. Unknown driver 15 2. Unknown driver 15 6. Car 16 1. Unknown driver 15 1. Unknown driver 15 5. Car 16 flat. Unknown driver 15 flat. Unknown driver 15 7.
好，咁今次試下皇冠加黑冠啦。今次試下呢個頭嘅 cam 把較大啲啦。
Unknown driver 15 flat. Unknown driver 15 4. Unknown driver 15 8. Unknown driver 15 Unknown driver 15 Very 16 6. Unknown driver 15 5. Unknown driver 15 7. Unknown driver 15 7. Unknown driver 15 7. Unknown driver 15 1. Very 16 6. Unknown driver 15 Unknown driver 15 Unknown driver 15 8. Unknown driver 71. Unknown driver Unknown driver 15 Very 16 8. Unknown driver 15 7. Unknown driver 15 6. Unknown driver 15 6. Unknown driver 71. Unknown driver 15 7. Very 16 9. Unknown driver 15 7. Unknown driver 15 4. Unknown driver 15 5. Very 16 1. Unknown driver 17. Unknown driver 15 Unknown driver. Unknown driver. Unknown driver. Unknown driver. Unknown driver. Very good. Unknown driver. Unknown driver. Unknown driver. Unknown driver. Unknown driver. Very good. Unknown driver.
咁啊嚟到呢一次咧，應該係第6排有記錄嘅電啦吓。咁咧我試嚟試去都唔覺得架車好肯轉咧，於是乎就換咗對頭胎。嗰度頭胎咧就其實攞上一次嗰條尾胎，因為尾胎磨損得少啲嘅，就當係頭胎。咁於是乎咧，其實4條尾胎擠喺架車度，咁啊好多。除咗頭嗰幾個圈咧，我比較甩之外咧，跟住佢好快進入狀態。咁啊，呢個係一路都懵盛盛唔記得咗，其實應該咧就保持好條頭胎嚟玩。咁啊，突然間咧就時間就好咗好多。咁啊，是但行下都應該咧就好好嘅，啱啱睇下個時間就知啦嚇。咁咧要補充少資料嘅咧，就係呢4條胎咧都係 Team Powers 嘅40 MV 嚟嘅。咁約莫玩到8排電到啦嚇，4條都係玩咗8排電嘅尾胎。咁但係個時間咧就做得好好嘅。我亦都試過用翻947啦，又或者咧係40 MV 嘅新嗰種咁，但係都係唔夠呢個好啊，始終都係呢個最得心應手。咁大家亦都可以留意下咧，我係點零鐘做到呢個時間嘅。咁如果我諗晏啲嘅話，仲好啲嘅。咁啊，大家可以留意下一間嘅成績啦。
Unknown driver 15 flat. Boston 15 flat. Unknown driver 15 Unknown driver 15 flat. Unknown driver 15 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 flat. Unknown driver 15 Unknown driver 15
但我唔會咁容易滿足嘅。咁如果下一次再帶呢個 A88RR 咧去再試嘅話咧，我希望再快啲啊！如果喜歡呢啲片嘅，請你 like share 同埋免費訂閱啦嚇。跟住個播放清單咧揾翻試新嘢啦，或者試新車嗰個播放清單咧就可以揾到呢啲片啦。但如果唔喜歡呢啲片嘅，可以揾翻舊模型嘅，我會打開舊模型揾下睇下其他嘅我嘅興趣啦，例如 DIY 啦，例如養魚啦等等啊，追蹤住，隨時同大家見面，拜拜。